Hello guys. Hi everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy beginning to the week for everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It is Sunday, so that means I washed my hair today and I'm going to be doing what I always do, which is a wash and go. But I always try to use different product combinations every time so you can see the different results depending on which products you're going to be using. And so I washed my hair using the I used the clarifying charcoal shampoo bar this time around. And then I deep conditioned with the restoring hair treatment. And so I did that like 2 hours ago, so my hair is probably pretty dry underneath here. And since now it's fall and it's not quite cold and dry yet, but I'm kind of anxious to get this product combination going because I haven't done this yet, and I am so excited to show you. This is winter. This is like winter hair combination. It gets really dry. I'm in New Jersey, so it gets really dry here in Jersey. It's not dry yet, but like I said, I'm pretty anxious. And so the products I'm going to be using are the Moisturizing Hair Pudding and the Sealing Hair Butter. So I'm using this combination on my hair. Why am I using this combination? The Moisturizing Hair Pudding, it is I'll show you. It looks like a pudding. It has like the pudding consistency and has a coconutty smell, and basically this is what's going to put that moisture into your hair. You have water already when your hair is wet and damp, but if you don't add anything with emollients, any butters, any oils, then it's not going to, that moisture is not going to stay sealed in your hair. And this has shea butter and castor oil. So this is kind of like your LOC-in-1 because it also has aloe vera gel. And then, so this puts that moisture and keeps that moisture in your hair. It like hydrates the hair and it gives it like a nice soft feeling. Oh, someone says, I love the way your products smell. Thank you. To be perfectly honest, I'm terrible at choosing fragrances. So I'm like, let's just give everything coconut and vanilla. You can't go wrong there. I like fresh, clean, very light scents. I don't like fragrances to linger. So that's why that's the fragrance that it has, and it doesn't linger in the hair. So once your hair dries, the fragrance dissipates because I don't want my fragrances to compete with anything else. So that's my story with fragrances. And then this is the Sealing Hair Butter, which is the second product I'm going to apply over the Moisturizing Hair Pudding. This is a very thick product. Super thick. It has the consistency of using like cake frosting, like the Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker, the cake frosting you would buy already pre-made. This has that same kind of consistency. It's a very thick product. It seals the moisture. So this has a lot of emollients. It has a lot of cream-based products that's going to keep your curls and your hair moisturized. I say that this locks in that moisture. It seals in the moisture, and thus the names of the products. I changed the names. If some of you have been with me for a long time, you know that these had similar names, but now this is the Moisturizing Hair Pudding and then the Sealing Hair Butter, because that's basically what you're getting. And thank you, Divine Nadine says, nice work and great products. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. So you're probably like, what's going on? So this is what's going on. This is my hair, freshly washed. And so when you wash your hair, make sure you are rinsing out all of the conditioner. You don't want any rinse out conditioner still left in your hair. There are certain conditioners that are left to leave in your hair, and that's what a leave-in is. And then there are conditioners that you rinse out. And so if you're doing like a deep conditioning treatment, that tends to be wash out or rinse out. So you want to make sure that your hair and your scalp, whenever you start any wash day, you want to make sure your hair is freshly washed. You don't want any product buildup. So if you've been using a lot of synthetic ingredients, a lot of silicones, then you might want to do a clarifying shampoo first and then a deep conditioner, because you always want to start with fresh hair. If you have product buildup, you're just putting more product on top of product on your hair. So you might not be getting the great benefit of using certain products or even any products because you're getting buildup. And sometimes people are like, oh, my hair gets used to a certain product. Your hair doesn't get used to it. It's just that you have that product buildup, so you're not getting the benefit anymore. And so you want to make sure that you clean your hair and your scalp. Co-washes are okay, like maybe if you're just doing something in the middle of the week and you don't want to do a full-on shampoo, but you definitely want to cleanse and clean your hair. And so I've been using my charcoal shampoo bar lately just so I can just get that fresh, clean every single time. And also I just ran out of clay cleanser. I'm going to be honest. I ran out. But I love the charcoal shampoo bar. If you haven't tried it yet, it is amazing. It is a handmade shampoo with activated charcoal. So it's a bar soap. So you can use it all over your body. You can use it on your head, your hair, your face. So hair to toe, it is a great product, especially when you're traveling, since it's not a liquid. And what I'm doing now is I am sectioning my hair. You always want to section. Even though my hair is already mostly dry, I'm just going to section it, and then I'm going to add water to re-wet my hair. So when you're doing a wash and go, you want to work with wet hair. Now, some stylists, they say the more definition you want, the wetter you want your hair to be. You want your hair to be like super wet. I don't like my hair sopping wet. It's just a personal preference of mine, so I usually will just get it nice and damp. So every curly girl should have a spray bottle. And this is just water. And detangling, I already detangled in the shower with the conditioner in my hair, but there's always a little bit more detangling that you need to be done before you do any style. You don't want your hair to dry with tangles in it. And I always use the wide tooth side first, and then I go back with the fine tooth. Got yours? What you got? What you got, Dana? Did you get your products? You got your comb? You got your spray bottle? You got everything? You're good? And so once my comb goes through, you start at the ends and then work your way up. This is how you detangle. And then I go back again with the fine tooth section to get all of those out. And now I'm going to first start with the moisturizing hair pudding. Again, you can see the consistency of it. And really, you don't need a lot. I like to use small amounts and then build my way up to it. And this is a pretty big section that I'm working with. I normally work with smaller sections, but this time I'm like, let's just do a bigger section. So make sure all the hair has... So now my hair is completely, you can see, so I'll show you first the difference. This is the side that is just wet with water without any product in it, and this is the side that I put the moisturizing hair pudding in it. And you can already see how the product is weighing my hair down, as in it's giving it that elongation. And when you're, this is the nice thing about a thicker product. I think if you have a lot of hair like I do, you might like those heavier, thicker products. I like thick products. Would you use a Denman brush to work it through? Yes, I actually use a Denman brush in the shower with the conditioner in my hair. So I do use a Denman brush, and I use that for like when I'm doing like my real serious detangling with conditioner in my hair, or if I'm using the clay cleanser, I'll use a Denman brush. So absolutely. And you might not have seen, but that was the sealing hair butter that I applied next. And as you see, like I'm just working it through, and you can see just how nicely the products are elongating. So you see the difference already. And I'm going to just do the same thing with the other side. Again, I'm going to apply the moisturizing hair pudding. And as you can tell, like I'm using smaller amounts as I go along. I don't just like, you don't want to take a huge amount and just glob it on your hair. You want to do small pieces at a time until you build up to kind of like how you want your hair to look and feel like. I still feel like right here is a little frizzy, so it needs a little bit more product. So I'm going to apply a little bit more, and you'll see the difference once I apply more product to it. And when you're smoothing it, you're kind of just making sure you're getting the product throughout. And now you see the difference. It's not like as frizzy, and I could apply a little bit more, just a little bit. And now I'll show you. This is the side with just the pudding, and this is the side that has the pudding and the butter on it. So you can kind of gauge the difference. And now I'm going to apply the butter. And once I apply the butter, you'll see just how much more defined it gets. And just so you know, like the products will work for any texture hair. Everyone can use a little bit of moisture, all hair types. And then I also like to just kind of like squish it through to make sure, one side doesn't have more product than the other. You want to try to keep it as even as possible. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I don't know if I announced myself, but I'm Scarlett. Hi guys, hi. I'm Scarlett. I am the creator of Wonder Curl. And today is the last day to save 20% off. So if you're looking to order the product, you can order it tonight and get 20% off. Go to wondercurl.com. The coupon code is FallCurls2018. No, FallCurls18, sorry. But the code is on the website for wondercurl.com. Alright, so I just wet my hair with water again. So I'm putting it into a little bit smaller sections. And I'm going to work a little bit faster. I feel like I kind of sometimes drag on and on because I'm like chatting and hanging out with my favorite people online. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm detangling my hair first, as always. Use the wide tooth side and then go back again with the fine tooth. Just get all of the little knots out. And someone asked earlier about a Denman brush. You can absolutely use a Denman brush. And if you use a Denman brush, you probably wouldn't need to use, a fine tooth comb, because that's going to get all of the knots out. And what I'm applying right now is the moisturizing hair pudding. And usually the center, like as the closer I get to the center of my hair, the thicker my hair is. So I always like to apply a little bit more product there. And then the next is going to be the sealing hair butter. So I always like to kind of work it into my fingers first and then apply it to my hair. It just makes the process a little bit easier. And then I just make sure I comb my hair with my fingers, and that works the products really into the hair. And if you, like, my hair is normal porosity, meaning, you know, it gets wet easily, it dries, so the cuticles open when my hair is wet and then it closes to seal in the moisture. If you have high porosity hair, meaning maybe your hair gets wet fast and then it gets really dry, like it just doesn't hold in moisture easily, then the sealing hair butter is definitely a great product for you, because that's going to seal that moisture into your hair, especially if you have damaged hair, if you've colored your hair, if you swim a lot, everything that you're doing, you know, it's constantly causing your cuticles to lift, and eventually your cuticles will stay lifted. So water gets in, water gets out. So you need to coat the cuticles, coat the strands, and that's going to help keep the cuticles closed, just for, you know, coated, just for, you know, until you wash it out. So temporarily. So again, this is the moisturizing hair pudding that I'm applying first. So I'll just turn a little bit to the side so you can see as I'm applying it what's going on. Make sure you get the ends, and then I'm applying the sealing hair butter next. And I like to apply my products all the way to the root. But if you have finer hair, thinner hair, low dense hair, so you don't have a lot of hair on your head and you want to achieve that volume, then you might want to not apply it all the way to the root, maybe just like a ½ inch to an inch below. So I'll turn around so you can see the progress so far. And then we just keep working throughout. So I'm going to make this section half of this. This is pretty big section. Again. So you know, you're just going to repeat each step throughout. And you know, if you're not used to doing washing those, it does take some time. You know, you have to practice to get it just right. And also you have to have patience. You can't just like rush through it. Although I will admit there were a few times I have rushed through it and had got pretty good results. But really, if you want your wash and go to last, then you want to, you know, make sure you're detangling your hair. Like, you don't want to miss a step. You want to wet, detangle, and layer whichever product you're using. In this case, I'm layering the moisturizing hair pudding and then the sealing hair butter. So this is the pudding that I'm putting on first. And then I'm applying the sealing hair butter over it. And I'm just working it throughout. Oops, some on my hand. So you can see that it's white, and then you just where are you? Okay, got it. Working it through. Sorry, dropped my comb. So again, you're detangling all the way to the root. You want to detangle all of your hair. And so the first product, for those of you who are just joining, is the moisturizing hair pudding. You can see what that looks like. It's looks like pudding. It looks like pudding. That's the texture. I mean, it's just a pudding. This has castor oil and shea butter are the main ingredients, along with aloe vera. And I apply it right on my hair, and this is keeping my hair moisturized. So that's going to keep my hair moisturized. You can see it already has like a light hold to it. And then I apply the sealing hair butter. And this is basically the combination I use in my hair throughout the winter. When it's extremely dry outside, this keeps my hair really moisturized. It keeps it soft. It's not greasy. It feels good to the touch. I wish I could use this combination in the summertime, but of course it's so humid that you need to apply like the jelly or the lotion. But I looked at the forecast and I didn't see any wet weather coming. It looked like it was going to be cloudy. So I'm hoping that this will be enough and I'm not going to need the jelly because I'm not using any jelly this time around. Doing good on time for once. Usually I'm here for like an hour. It's like 21 minutes. And I am a little more than halfway through. And I think it's also the products are just, for some reason these products are easier than using the jelly. I don't know. Maybe I just take longer with the jelly. And I can tell, like, when you're using your fingers, you can feel the difference. So the jelly is only good for the summer. It's not that it's not only good. Like, you can use it in the winter, but it's not necessary. You know, because really the jelly is for defining the curl, so you can still use it in the winter time, but and you can use it with the pudding or the pudding or the butter. But I like to use this combination because it just gives my hair a different look and feel, and it keeps my hair moisturized better. Whereas the jelly works much better in the summertime for the humidity, keeping the humidity out. And you know, if you live in an area where it's always humid, like Miami or Houston, you know, you might want to keep using the jelly. But when you're living somewhere where it gets extremely dry outside, it's not going to be necessary. But it's also just a preference. For me, I find that I still get nice definition without using it when it's not very humid outside. And you can also use these two products and the jelly if you want that super defined curls. And that's like the really cool thing about Wonder Curl products is you can use all of them, you know, all at once and just build on it. Or you can use just two, you can use three. I know some women in the winter time, they'll use the jelly, but they'll also apply the sealing butter on top. Just apply a little bit more pudding. And then the butter. I'm trying to promote the butter more because I really don't talk about the sealing hair butter as much as I feel like I should, because it really, it's very different from most other products out in the market because it's so thick. It's such a thick product. I think a lot of women get afraid of it because they think that it's going to make their hair very dry. I mean, not dry, make their hair heavy or make their hair feel oily or greasy, and it doesn't do that. It's not a greasy product. It's very hydrating, and it just seals that moisture in. It's just, think of it as like, you know, in the wintertime when you need like a really good thick hand cream, and you know, there's like that one good cream that keeps your hands from cracking in the wintertime. That's the butter for your hair. And one time I was traveling and I forgot to bring my hand cream, but I had a little sample of the butter in my pocket, and I was like, let me try this as a hand cream, and it really worked well. I kept my hands moisturized, so without that greasy. So there's no greasy feeling. I hate feeling greasy. Like, I hate when my hair feels residuey. I hate that feeling. So I make sure my products do not give you that feeling. Confused. Alright, let's keep this going. Let's keep this party going. Detangle first. Wet hair, detangle. Apply the pudding. And I guess if you were curious about like what what's the word I'm looking for? What order you should apply products. I always say you want to apply the more, not watery, but like the less thick products first. And then you want to put the thicker cream. So if you have like, if you're using a leave-in, so you want to use the leave-in first, and then a cream, and then a gel. So this is kind of like the order that I like to apply my products. So because the pudding is not as thick as the sealing hair butter, I'm going to apply the pudding first. And that's going to keep the hair hydrated better. And then you want to apply the sealing hair butter because that's a sealing product. If you notice, if you watched last week when I did the, I used the sealing hair butter with the jelly, I put the butter on first because you want to seal in the moisture, and then I put the jelly on top to lock in that curl. And I've tried it years ago. I tried using the order differently. So I was like, all right, let me put the jelly on first and then the pudding over it just to see what I would get. And my curls looked good. Like, I still got nice, I got bigger hair, but my hair didn't feel as moisturized as it would have had I applied it the other way around. So that just gives you an idea, you know, like why I'm using the products in this order versus a different order. Like, why am I not putting the butter on before I'm putting on the pudding? You know, because you think about it, like if you've already sealed in your hair, how are you going to get more hydration into it? And the idea here is to first really get as much hydration into your hair. And maybe one day I'll try just the butter by itself. I've used the pudding on its own a while ago. But that was, again, like in the dead of winter. So this is why I'm putting on the pudding first. And then I'm applying the sealing hair butter next. Whoops, got it on my arm. And don't forget, or maybe you're just tuning in and you're like, forget what? 20% off. Tonight is the last night. After tonight, the coupon code goes away. So it's 20% off using the coupon code FALLCURLS18. And join the mailing list. You definitely want to join the mailing list. You want to be in the know. You want to know like what deals are happening. When, you know, there's a really cool, interesting article that's been posted, you'll get to know about it. Like right now, I'm doing my hair in this for fall because I just put up a blog post that is about transitioning your hair from summer to fall because, you know, the temperatures are changing, the air is changing, the air is drier, so, you know, you're like, I'm getting better hair days. but your hair is going to also dry out if there isn't any moisture. So it's like a love-hate relationship with humidity, right? You need a little bit of that humidity out in the atmosphere to keep your hair from drying out. And when I take a shower, I never wear a shower cap. I just put my hair up in a bun. I never put on a shower cap when my hair is curly. So when I take a shower, I do get a little bit of moisture from, you know, the steam in my bath. And I take like ridiculously scalding hot baths. Like I feel like I need to scald my skin and remove the first layer from my skin in order to feel clean. So even if it's like 110 degrees outside, I'm still going to take like the hottest shower possible. That's just, I don't know who else likes hot showers. And I know, like, especially in the winter, they say you shouldn't take it as hot, but I don't care. I'll just put shea butter on my skin afterwards. And I actually came up with this combination because for a long time I was just using the pudding and the jelly, and I think I put too much. So for the longest time I was just doing the pudding and the jelly in my hair, and then it was like one of those winters where it was just like brutally cold, where it was like negative degrees every single day, and you know, like it's so cold your skin is cracking and your skin feels dry on the inside. You know, it's like no matter how much lotions or oils you put on your skin still felt like it was just dry, and my hair was just suffering as well. And that's why I was like, let me try putting these two products together to see what happens. And I was just like, okay, this is going to be my winter go-to from now on. I was like, I love the... Oops, I didn't put any water in my hair. That's why it's taking harder to detangle. Yeah, and I was just like, I'm going to use this combination in the winter time because A, I loved the way my hair looked and felt. I love that it just felt moisturized, like more moisturized than usual. It didn't dry out. And, you know, even though it was like the dead of winter while everybody else had their hair tucked away, my hair was just like flowing in that brick wind. And it didn't dry out. And I say, like, when I have... Like, people like to do protective styles, but as long as I keep my hair completely moisturized, it's going to be protected. So this is protected hair. Even though I'm doing a wash and go, which technically wouldn't be considered a protective style, as long as I keep my hair moisturized and I'm using these products, it's keeping my hair protected. I think I used too much over here. And we are almost done. Just got the front to do. So again, this is the Wonder Curl products. What I'm using are the moisturizing hair pudding and the sealing hair butter. And this is my winter go-to combination. Even though it's not winter yet, I kind of got it like excited. I normally hate the cold. I'm not gonna lie. I hate that summer's over. I actually like the humidity. I like that when it's humid out. I feel like my skin loves that humidity. My skin feels plumper, versus in the winter when it's dry out. And I know people like fall weather because they get to wear their boots. And boots are great. Boots are awesome, but I'd rather live in flip-flops. I can live in flip-flops my entire life if I could. But I am a Jersey girl at heart, and I'm not quite ready to leave Jersey for Florida, but I do go visit my family out there and stay for like weeks at a time. So that was the pudding that I applied first, and this is the sealing hair butter, which is nice and thick. And I want you to watch the hair. Look at how like super moisturized. Look at how like juicy that looks like. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is what you want your curls to do. You want that clumping. You want that moisture. The products are going to enhance your natural curl pattern. So whatever your hair looks like when it's wet with the conditioner in it, and you're just like, oh, why can't my curls look like this after it dries? Why? Dear Lord, why? And then it was like, oh, or I can use Wonder Curl and get that look. Maybe that'll be a commercial that I'll do. You have conditioner and you're like, oh. But that was the inspiration for me making the products. I was like, I wish my curls could look like this. Why can't my hair look like this after it dries and the next day and the next day? Like, why do I have to do this all the time? Like, you go natural and I'm like, this isn't fun. Right? This is, yeah, it's like exactly, like this isn't fun. Like you go natural and you have all of these dreams and goals in your head. Like I'm going to go swimming all the time. Life is going to be so much easier. I'm off the creamy crack. I'm good to go. And then you realize like, no, your hair is like dry and big and frizzy. And why aren't products doing what they promise that they're going to do? And you're just like disappointed and you've got a cabinet full of products that you hate and you can't even give away because nobody wants it. And then you find Wonder Curl and then you stumble here and you're like, what is she doing? What is she using? And you're like, I'm going to try that because I like the way her hair looks. And then you're like hiding the Wonder Curl because you don't want your roommate or your daughter or your cousins stealing your products. True story. People have told me that. They're like, they have to keep their... You know, like I've had bloggers seriously tell me how they'll give away the other products, but the Wonder Curl, they're like, nope, that's mine. I keep that. And I see bloggers will like sneak order products. I'm like, I see you. I know your name. I know who you are. But I don't say anything. I'm just like, poo, 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 poo. I love my blogger boos. So I'm going to separate this in half, but I just wanted to detangle it real quick. If it would, geez. Always be gentle with wet hair. Wet hair is easier to manipulate, but it's also weak. It's at its weakest state, so be careful. You don't want to be hard on your hair. Think of your hair like the fiber of your favorite shirt, right? So, and every time you wear it and you wash it, it gets a little bit of wear every single time. So just keep that in mind. Your hair is like that. As long as you are washing your hair regularly, and regularly could be, you know, whatever it works for everyone. For me, I wash my hair once a week. Maybe some people it's every 3 days. Some people could be every other week. But as long as you're making sure that your hair is getting that moisture, you know, I know my hair starts to feel dry by the 5th day. And that's when I feel like I need to at least wet it and apply a little bit of the smoothie. But my hair never looks good. It never looks as good as when I first do a wash and go like this. And, you know, I'm not about to, like, I'm not going to wash my hair every 5th day because that's just going to throw me off, right? Sundays are like the good day. I think that's like the typical wash day for most of us. It gets us started for the week with fresh hair. When I used to work a regular 9 to 5, when I worked in corporate America, it was kind of like my hair always looked good on Monday, and by Friday it was like in a bun. So, ooh, there you have it. Woo, all this hair. So it took me 41 minutes. Not bad, not bad. So I'll show you. And what I'm going to do, because I don't want my hair drying in my face, I'll take my clips and just clip my hair back. And I'm going to sit under a dryer, the hooded dryer. And there you have it. So I'll do a little close up. And then I'll turn around. So I don't even know what the back of my hair looks. I'm hoping that the back of my hair looks good. If it did, it looks great. Thank you. Because I'm like, I'm going to count on you guys to give me the skinny, the tea. So this is all I do. I'm going to go sit under the dryer for about 45 minutes to an hour. Usually an hour because I end up watching something. But I sit under a hooded dryer. That's how I tend to dry my hair. If I'm in a rush, I might use a blow dryer with the diffuser on it. But usually, like, because tonight I'll sit under the dryer. I'll have my laptop out and do some work. But that's what I do. I highly, highly, highly recommend getting a hooded dryer. If you can, if you have the budget for it and you have the space to store it, I say if you can, do it. It's going to change your life for the better, I promise. My whole life we've used hair dryers. Even when we had relaxers, my sisters and I always used a hooded hair dryer. And it was kind of like a rite of passage when we went to college and we got our own hooded hair dryer. It was like, oh, here you go. I kid you not. It was totally, everyone in my family has their own dryer. So get a hooded hair dryer if you can. If not, they make those soft bonnet attachments to the blow dryer. I've used those. They're not as good, especially if they get your head all hot right here. That's the only thing. But definitely recommend it because you're going to get that nice gentle heat distributed throughout your hair, so it's not directly on your hair. Oh, you're so hooked on the products. Yay, Kelly McLeod. Woohoo. It only took you how long to finally get it? But I am glad you finally did. You know what's crazy? My own sister. I have 2 sisters. One of them uses the products. The other one does not. And I'm just like, whatever. You know, I'm glad I'm at a point in my business where I don't need my family supporting me. So anyway, I'm silly. Alright guys, so I'm going to go dry my hair. It's 8:30, so I'll be back on like around 9:30. Well, she didn't have the hair till now. And Katie has gorgeous, gorgeous hair. So jealous. Just go big, beautiful curls in that great color. Never relax it. I know you probably won't, but she might want to when she's older, and you're like, darling, don't do it. Just get a blow dryer. But, alright, so I'm going to go dry my hair. Before I head out, just a recap, I use the, this is kind of like my winter combo. So I use the moisturizing hair pudding and the sealing hair butter this time around. Where is it? I have 3 different cameras as usual, so you might notice that my eyes are like looking at different cameras. So this is the sealing hair butter. You can see how nice and thick that is. Pudding first, butter second. Alright guys, so I'm going to go dry my hair. I'll see you all later. Thanks for tuning in. If you're just coming on, this is going to be available so you can watch it again. Thanks, and I'll be back.